just tell us what you are, who you are, and what you do for them.
My name.
Yes. Dean?
All right. Thanks for having us here today. My name is Garland Davis, and I handle a lot of the property acquisition, some of the Aquin bid process, and then also oversee Buy Here, Pay Here Homes, which is the asset management and marketing side of Kingdom First Holdings.
My name is Stephen White. I'm new to the company, and I'm the new client transaction coordinator. I'm just here to help push the process along.
Yep. So as Roger said, you know, improving our customer service and all that stuff. Steve is our new addition as a result of the overwhelming response that we've had as we've been blazing trails across the country. And so as you guys are purchasing packages and investing, Steve's going to be kind of the point person to answer your questions or help point you to the right person that can answer your questions, make sure that your contracts are in order, that the funding is in order, and get you started through that process. So we're really excited to have Steve on. He's a good friend of mine for about 4 or 5 years now, and we poached him from a law firm in the area. So we're happy to have him here, and this is his first trip with us. So welcome, Steve, and good to have you here, Steve.
All right, thank you.
And she won't speak, but this is my wife, keeps us all straight. She's here to help us to handle contracts here today for any properties that anyone takes here for this afternoon. So
Great, so we're going to be sitting outside, and again, Ken's going to show us, and Garland's going to show us also. They'll come inside and share with you the process all day, and while we're talking, you're going to go out and have a 10-minute consultation with them. Just share your goals. If you're ready to take one of those, and you're fine to do that. So give a round of applause. Great. So Ken, how many of you like Santa Claus?
never heard that before.
So he brings gifts, what can I say? So he's the one who's responsible for all of these things. So tell us how it all came about, please.
Well, first of all, good afternoon. Thank you for sharing your rare Sunday with us. I know this is a day of rest for you, and so hopefully this will be a rewarding day, and you'll walk away from here believing that it wasn't wasted time. Already, if I left listening to Roger, I'm always edified, and as always, just receiving from just what I've heard so far. About 2006, I was on a hunt expedition. One of my hobbies is wildlife management, and we had a 4,000-acre high fence property out of about 100 miles south of San Antonio, Texas. And we were conducting some hunts, and we had some clients in from South Carolina who were standing around the fire pit one evening, and this little boy from South Carolina was getting, it was about happy hour, so he was feeling pretty good, but he's talking about buying thousands of homes a month. And so I just kind of got close to him, I was in a state at that time, except for some little ventures here and there. We've built a couple of properties, some investment properties, but not done much of anything in terms of real estate. And so I got closer and closer, and as the night progressed, talked about how he acquired these properties. And it turns out, I still call him Mr. REO. He was just 40 years of just being connected with putting bankers in business for themselves when they got tired of getting beat up by the banking system. I thought, well, that's interesting. So basically, he built his business by building relationships with decision makers in terms of acquisition and disposition in bulk nationwide. So we became really good friends quickly, and he said, "You're going to buy my houses?" And I said, "Well, I'd like to buy your houses, but I don't know that I could ever buy what he could buy," because as he explained the process, he would get a pool of properties from a lender. They would send it to him in a simple sheet, look at the sell sheet, and he would evaluate those sheets within just a couple of days and turn his bid in through the internet. Rarely was he ever calling or talking on the phone with these guys. It's just here he buys and sells when the bank decides they want to sell, and how they want to sell it, and when they want to sell it. So he said, if you can do that, you can buy my properties, and I'll sell them. You'll have first look and their first glance off market properties, but you got to be quick. He said, the problem isn't just the lender, it's all my buyers that buy from me. So you're competing with maybe a dozen people at any given time. So I said, okay, well, that's interesting. So I said, well, next time you get a small list, give me a call. In the meantime, I asked my wife, I said, honey, we have any liquid cash that I can buy a pool of properties from this guy? And she's like, yeah. And I said, well, how much? She goes, I said, you know, it's probably going to be $250,000. She goes, no way, I'm not giving you $250,000. I said, well, can I get 100,000? She goes, no. 50? She said, maybe. So we went right down on that maybe and took out a HELOC against my home that my family grew up in. My children, Garland was about 9 years old when we moved in the house. Now he's 34. So my entire family of 5 grew up in that home. And now I was leveraging my home to buy a pool of low-end, off-market, toxic assets from a guy I met around a campfire on a deer hunt, drinking beer. So someone asked me what I did for the previous adult years, and I was shocked that they think, in fact, I had, if you don't say, but if you were to guess what I did up till 2006 for a living, what would you think it was? Anybody? Want to take a guess? And while I was born in 1957, December 25th, and I have a white beard and white hair, I'm looking for a home in the North Pole, but I to buy one there, so I'm bidding every month. I'm partnering. If you want to own a home in the North Pole, you can join with me. Any guesses real quick?
Truck driver.
Truck driver. Hey. No? Help me.
Butcher.
Butcher. That's the butcher. No, and one more. Yes. A honey guy. Well, I didn't. I lost money, so I'm not officially ever going to say I was truly a honey guy. I'm a close. A Santa impersonator. I've been guilty of that. Never paid. No. Well, I did have a couple of Santa gigs I got paid for. No, I was a full-time minister of the gospel. I started out when I was 17 years of age, and still am. Although I don't pastor a church, and I don't as often as I have over the 7 that I've traveled 47 countries around the world. Spearheaded a missions organization called Harvest International Ministries, and planted churches all over the country. All 5 of my children are involved in the ministry one way or the other, and so we continue that. We also continue. We've joined into something that's been very awesome. It's been the first part of my adult life helping people only to hurt people through selling them bad properties. So First Properties is a faith-based, wealth-building organization that utilizes this opportunity that we have for these assets. But it takes a program and a model that's developed over the course of the last 10 years. So going back to my financing, my wonderful wife allowed me to take out $50,000 cash. I took the cash and then I put it aside and waited for this wonderful old man to call me and tell me properties that I could. Friday afternoon late, about 6:30, I get a call. He says, check your email. There's some properties. If you want them, they're yours. So I said, all right, keep calling me, because that typically normally would just send out his emails and responded and said, yes, I'll take them first, got them. But he was trying to bless you. But he was trying to put me down. So he calls me and I said, all right, I'll pull it up right now. So I pulled it up and it was a small list. I said somewhere around 17, 18 properties. I don't even remember. We're looking at the list and I said, back and I said, tell you what, how long do I have? He said, take all the time you want, but if you take more than 30 minutes, an hour, it'll probably be gone. But take all the time you want. I said, yeah, right. I hung up and I'm looking up. I'm on Zillow, Trulia, and Realty.com, and I'm just doing as much as I can to find these properties online. Who's ever done that before? Yeah. How many's ever tried to buy a house within like 30 minutes window? So you know it's not fun. So I'm thinking, this is a piece of cake, I've got this. About 3 hours later, and I just finished my research, and I said, that pool, I'd like to, before I could say take it, because I found that just one of those properties could literally fund the entire pool. If I got it. But before he said, I'll take it, he said, oh, that's fine. It's sold. I thought, oh, man. Well, I'm scratching my head thinking, okay, well, if you get another pool soon, you let me know. He says, all right, I'm expecting some more, so stay tuned. So I hung up. I got a call Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Now, everybody knows the bank closes long sending out pools. And then here Saturday, and I'm getting this list from him that he just got from his source at the bank. So I'm skeptic, and I'm not typically skeptical, but in this, I am. So he says, you know what? It's a little larger pool. If you got enough money, you can have it. It's like $47,000, something like that. And I said, tell you what. I said, give me. Can you give me 2 hours? He said, I'll give you all the time you want, but it'll be gone when you call me. I said, well, give me an hour. Take all the time you want, but it will probably be gone. I didn't believe it this Saturday. Nobody's open on Saturday, right? So I hang up and I do my due diligence. I'm searching the internet and everything, and I get about half through it. I call him back. He said it's gone. I was so frustrated. I thought particularly so. Sunday I go preach. I come home. I'm watching the football game, only to watch the Buccaneers lose another game. They do it with class at least. So I get a call from this source and he says, all right, get your computer out, check this out, and let me know if you want these properties. I think it was about 14 properties this time. I said, all right, just give me a couple minutes. He said, take all the time you want. I said, I know. I hung up. Yeah, swapped out. It's pretty bad. I could probably put my preacher voice on and use not